Ladies and gentlemen, this School of Hard Knocks fight is a professional bout in the 145-pound weight class and is brought to you by Pinstripe Creative, marketing made simple. And now, let's meet the fighters.
Fighting out of Edmonton, please welcome Todd Molyneaux.
Coming down to the cage right now, Todd Molyneaux out of Dragon MMA in Edmonton. 0-2 as a professional. They call him the Caveman. And he said his problem so far was that he fought opponents that were too heavy for him. He didn't get down into his proper weight class where he could be an effective fighter. He says that he's hoping he can ground and pound his opponent out and that his new wrestling and jiu-jitsu coaches are going to help him do that.
Yeah, you know, training against those bigger guys and going against those bigger guys, when somebody is 260 pounds and the other person they're fighting is 230, that's not a big difference. When someone is 145 pounds and they're fighting somebody who is 160, that's a much larger percentage of weight that you're giving up. And, you know, if you're going to be trained, you know, you get down to the weight that you're supposed to be, that's going to make a huge difference in how well you're going to be able to perform.
Yeah, he was walking around at about 155 and he was fighting at 160 so that he would never have to cut weight. Said that he was 7 pounds light at the weigh-in for his last fight, and anybody that follows fighting knows that these fighters come in to the ounce to what they're supposed to weigh, and that is likely normally 10 to 15 pounds lighter than they will be on the actual fight day once they rehydrate and gain all that weight back. So Todd Molyneaux now moving down to a better weight class for a fighter his size.
His opponent. He's fighting out of Calgary. He is Marc Savoie.
Marc Savoie coming down to the cage now. The cheers of the crowd. The Gracie Barra fighter coming in 1-1 as a pro. And he said his last fight was a jiu-jitsu mistake so elementary that he felt like his coaches should demote him a full belt as a result in jiu-jitsu, because he should not have lost to that in that manner. And that manner was a triangle choke. And I tried to remind him that even Chael Sonnen lost to a triangle choke. So there's no shame in a triangle choke if that's the way it goes down, but was very disappointed in his performance in his last fight.
Well, I can understand it because, you know, you look at Marc Savoie, he is a jiu-jitsu blue belt, and that's one of the first things you learn is the defense to that triangle choke, so I can understand his frustration. At the same time, you talk about something like the Chael Sonnen Anderson Silva fight. You know, when you get to a point where your body's so tired you can't think of anything, you know, I think Chael Sonnen said it best. He's like, if you've been in there 22 minutes with the best guy in the world, you try and remember the defense to a triangle. And, you know, the same thing goes. You know, we're not saying that, you know, Marc Savoie's opponent was to the class of Anderson Silva, but at the same time, he was a competitor. It was a professional fight. So you know that he's going to be doing, you know, it's going to be a difficult fight. I'm looking forward to this one, and we're going to go to the Denances in the cage right now.
And now, for the official fighter introductions. Fighting out of the Build 360 blue corner, with a record of 0-2 as a pro. He's 25 years old, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighed in last night at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Dragon MMA from Edmonton, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Todd Molyneaux.
And in the Two Amigos and Company red corner, he's 1-1 as a pro and is 30 years old. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 144 pounds. Fighting out of Gracie Barra from Calgary, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Marc Savoie. This bout will be contested under professional rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Len Coivisto.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is a professional contest. Respect the rules, follow my instructions, and above all else, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves now if you want to touch them up. Good luck.
Todd Molyneaux with a very interesting, I've never seen a cage fighter come in and sit down in his corner to wait for the fight. No response to his introduction, no response to anything, but does come out throwing a big right hand. And to anyone who thought that there may have been some sort of touch gloves effort coming from his opponent, that was shaken off before the fight. So they knew they were not going to touch gloves, and Riley Molyneaux, or Todd Molyneaux rather, coming out, no relation, coming out to get the job done, and ends up now on the bottom.
Yeah, great takedown by Marc Savoie from Gracie Barra here in Calgary. You know, he timed it right. But, you know, going back to what you were saying earlier, a lot of fighting is mental. And sometimes if you're doing something that your opponent doesn't expect, you put that little bit of fear of the unknown factor in that. However, looking at how Marc Savoie is on top and doing some pretty dominating striking here, I don't think he's very
nice
scared.
escape though there from Todd Molyneaux as he continues to try the takedown. When I talked to him last night, he said that his opponent is a jiu-jitsu practitioner, so he wants to beat him on the ground just to make a point. Isn't interested in standing up for the finish, wants to take him down and get the finish on the ground, although he's finding himself in trouble here. May have an armbar locked in, but he does manage to scramble free.
To be very honest, this is fantastic jiu-jitsu we are seeing. They're transitioning into great moves, and then they're escaping. But we've got Omoplata here as he's trying to get him, and he's got some pressure on. I don't know if you guys seen the Warrior, but you can pop somebody's shoulder out doing this. We'll see how long Todd Molyneaux can hold on. There's lots of pressure there. He's got it in really deep, and now just going to do some hitting to the head.
Warned there by the referee, may have been an illegal strike to the back, and full credit on Molyneaux, scrambles out and gets out of there. Again, a very impressive scramble from Molyneaux, but he finds himself now in the mount again.
Yeah, and he's, you know, he's been doing a fantastic job defending his jiu-jitsu. I'm expecting him to escape out of this, but, you know, look at Marc Savoie. He's got very good balance, staying on top. And, you know, raining down the punches now on the head. I think the referee's really making sure to see if Todd Molyneaux is intelligently defending. I'm sure he's asking him constantly to make sure he's in good shape. And he might be trying for a submission here. He's around the neck. And he is going to tap him out with a rear naked choke.
Marc Savoie, your winner with a rear naked choke, and gets a little bum drop flip as he celebrates his victory. Todd Molyneaux not interested in sticking around. He heads right back to the dressing room. The crowd not happy about it. We'll await word of the official time in the first round of the winner, Marc Savoie.
Yeah, you look at unfortunately some of those times when you lose fights, you don't want to have any business sticking around. You know, one of those things that you actually learn to grow as a professional and stick around. But big credit to Marc Savoie. Did a great job out of the Gracie Barra camp. You notice in his corner is James Haddad, who is a Hard Knocks, I guess you can give a short out Hard Knocks legend. He's 4-0 as a pro at Hard Knocks Fighting Championship. You see him in the blue shirt with the mustache right next. But again, great performance by Marc Savoie from Gracie Barra, pushing his record to 2-1. We're just waiting on the official decision, and it looks like it is in, so we'll go to Duncan Nancy.
We have the official Hard Knocks decision, brought to you by Pinstripe Creative. The winner by rear naked choke at 2 minutes, 29 seconds of the very first round. In the red corner, Marc Savoie!
Marc Savoie, the winner. He's with Ryan Ballantyne.
Marc, I'll get you in here for just a second. A lot of back and forth action, rolling around on the ground before you were able to secure the submission.
Yeah, he's pretty quick on the ground. I was chasing him a little bit. But I missed a few opportunities, but I finally capitalized on the rear naked.
Now, walk us through the finish, because, of course, you caught him rolling around and you ended up catching his back there, dropping a couple punches to the head, soften him up before you could sink that in.
Yeah, I did a lot of chasing. I wasn't able to maintain position for very long, but I'm happy with my scrambling, so.
So you moved to 2-1 as a pro. I'm sure we'll see you here in the Hard Knocks cage again. You got some coaches cage side that helped you get here today. Why don't you run us down?
Sir Taj Hondo showing me some pointers in the Muay Thai. Derek Bates from Gracie Barra. And James Haddad, another Hard Knocks fighter, all-around skilled guy, cornering me. So I want to thank them. I want to thank my friends and family. I want to thank the Fiji brothers. I want to thank all my friends I grew up with who came and have been supporting me through my whole career. Thanks.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Your winner, Marc Savoie!